In a small town nestled between rolling hills, there lived a young runner named Maya. She was fast, incredibly fast, and she had learned early in life that being first meant being valued. Every morning, she would wake before sunrise and run through the empty streets, pushing herself harder, faster, always chasing that feeling of being ahead. One autumn day, the town announced a grand marathon, a race that would wind through the entire valley, past the old farms, across the river, and back to the town square. Hundreds would compete. Maya trained relentlessly. She studied the course, timed her intervals, and visualized crossing that finish line first. The day arrived, the gun fired, and Maya ran. She paced herself perfectly, conserving energy while staying near the front. At the halfway mark, she made her move, surging past the leaders with a speed they couldn't match. She crossed the finish line first. The crowd erupted in applause. Cameras flashed. A medal was placed around her neck. Maya stood on the podium, arms raised high, feeling that familiar rush of validation. An old woman stood at the edge of the crowd, watching quietly. She did not cheer. She did not clap. She simply observed, her weathered face calm and expressionless. The following spring, another race was announced, even longer, even more challenging. Maya entered without hesitation. She had found her formula: train harder, run faster, finish first. The race began, and once again, Maya executed her strategy flawlessly. She broke away from the pack in the final miles and crossed the finish line well ahead of everyone else. The crowd cheered even louder than before. Her name was in the local papers. She was interviewed, celebrated. Maya felt invincible. The old woman stood in the same spot, watching with the same calm expression. No applause, no reaction, just quiet observation. After the ceremony, Maya noticed the old woman and approached her. "Why don't you cheer?" Maya asked, still breathing heavily from a race. "I've won twice now. I'm the fastest runner this town has seen." The old woman looked at her gently. "Would you run one more race?" she asked softly. "Of course," Maya said, eager to prove herself again. "Tomorrow morning," the old woman said. "Meet me at the trailhead by the old oak tree. Just you and me." The next morning, Maya arrived to find the old woman waiting. But she wasn't alone. Standing beside her were three others: a young boy on crutches, a woman who had recently recovered from illness, and an elderly man who could barely walk. "What is this?" Maya asked, confused. "This isn't a race." "It is," the old woman replied calmly. "The same course as before. You will run with them. All of you will finish together." Maya hesitated. "That's impossible. They can't keep up with me. I'll have to slow down to nothing." "Then slow down," the old woman said. Reluctantly, Maya agreed. The race began. Maya started at her usual pace, but within seconds, she was far ahead. She stopped and looked back. The boy struggled on his crutches. The woman moved slowly, carefully. The old man shuffled forward, step by painful step. Maya jogged back to them. For the first time, she didn't run ahead. She walked alongside the boy, matching his pace. She encouraged the woman when she grew tired. She offered her arm to the old man when the path grew steep. Hours passed. It wasn't fast. It wasn't impressive. But slowly, together, all four of them crossed the finish line. The old woman stood waiting at the finish. This time she smiled. For the first time, she clapped. Maya, exhausted in a completely different way, looked at her with questions in her eyes. "Why?" Maya asked. "Why did that matter more than all my victories?" The old woman stepped closer, placing a gentle hand on Maya's shoulder. "Tell me, child," she said softly. "In all your races, who did you run with?" Maya was silent. "Who did you help along the way? Whose burden did you carry? Whose struggle did you ease?" "You have been running your whole life," the old woman continued. but you have been running alone. You confused speed with purpose. You thought finishing first meant you won. She gestured to the boy, the woman, and the old man, who now sat together, smiling despite their exhaustion. But the race of life was never about how fast you run. It's about who you run beside. It's about who you slow down for. It's about who crosses the finish line because you were there. Maya looked at her medals back home in her mind. They suddenly felt empty. "So what do I do now?" she whispered. The old woman smiled warmly. "Run, child, but this time look beside you. The real race isn't to the finish line. It's into the hearts of those who run with you." Maya nodded slowly, understanding beginning to dawn. From that day forward, she still ran, but she ran differently. She ran with people, not past them. And for the first time in her life, she discovered what it truly meant to win. This is your reminder. Life is not a solo sprint. It's a marathon run together. The pace doesn't matter if you're running alone. The person beside you, that's the prize. Thanks for watching, and stay blessed.